Start with the counterpart. So the counterpart, we have already completed the synchronous counter and its timing diagram as well. So we will continue with the synchronous counterpart. And in synchronous counter, basically the difference between synchronous and asynchronous, just for repeating that. Then synchronous counter, basically we apply a common clock for all the flip-flops. In the case of synchronous counter, we apply the clock, fresh clock to the first flip-flop only, and the remaining clocks are basically getting the output of the previous flip-flop as the input for the next flip-flop. Additionally, in the case of asynchronous, we use directly T or JK flip-flop for getting the counting, whereas in the case of synchronous, we can use any kind of available flip-flop, that is T, JK, SR, or T. The asynchronous counter, if in case somebody asks you to design a synchronous counter using D or SR, what we need to do, we have to convert D or SR to T or JK and then use the converted design as a basic cell for designing the remaining cells. So in this particular video, what you're going to do is we will be discussing about the different steps that is available in the case of your asynchronous counting. Just to remind you once again, synchronous counting basically consisting of, there are different kind of counters possible in the case of synchronous counting. That is, it can be a up counter, it can be a down counter, which is same like your asynchronous type. And additionally, we can have up down counter, means simultaneous up or down counting both at the same time. And additionally, there is one more important counter that is possible in the case of synchronous counter. It is called skip counter. Skip counter is a counter which skips the bit in between. For example, if I want to count from 0 to 3 and I want to skip 2, so 0 1, then after 2, after 1 we are getting 3 directly, then again 0. So 0 1 3 and 0, that counting is possible only in the case of synchronous counter, not in the case of asynchronous counter. So this is the question right now. Design a synchronous 2-bit up counter using T flip-flop. Now the foremost, most very important thing is, in the case of synchronous type, we are not at all concerned about whether the flip-flop is positive is triggered or negative is triggered. It does not make any sense in the case of synchronous design. But in the case of asynchronous type, obviously, if it is a positive is triggering, then the connectivity will be different. If it is a negative is triggering, the connectivity will be different. But in the case of synchronous type, there is nothing like that. So when the moment you get the question 2-bit, that means it is starting from, and it's up counting, so it will be starting from 00 up to 11. So this is my state diagram, which is consisting of 00 to 01 and 10 to 11. So that is your full cycle of the counting. So based on this, we are going to design our state table. But before getting to the state table, we should be knowing the excitation table. So the excitation table for your T flip-flop is basically this, that is present state 0 0, present state next state 0 0, T value is 0, 0 1 is 1, 1 0 is 1 and 1 1 is 0. So that is the excitation table of T flip-flop. So in the case of when you go for a synchronous design, basically we need definitely go with the excitation table of that respective flip-flop. That is very essential. Without that, you will not be able to design the synchronous counter. Now, based on the acceleration table and the state diagram, now we are going to go for the state table. So this is your state table in this particular case. Now, how we are going to write it? We are writing it this way: present state, next state, basically, and the flip-flop that is being used. The question is, there are 2-bit. 2-bit means basically the number of bit is actually identifying that how many number of flip-flop would be required. As there are 2-bit of counting is taking place, so obviously we need two different flip-flop in this particular case. That's the first thing. Secondly, as per the state diagram, we are going to mention the present state and the next state. As you can see here, present state is 0 0. So obviously present state is 0 0, its next state is 0 1. So we are writing 0 0's next state is 0 1. Then 0 1's next state is 1 0. 0 1's next state is 1 0. 1 zero's next state is 1 1, right? And 1 1's next state is 0 0. So 1 1's next state is 0, as it is visible from the stating. So we have got the present state and the next state. So we have represented the MSB bit of the present state at Q2 and LSB bit of the present state as Q1. Whereas the next state's MSB bit is represented as Q2 plus and LSB bit of the next state is represented as Q1 plus. Now based on the present state and the next state, now we are going to find out the value of T2 and T1 because there are two flip-flops required, two T flip-flops required. So based on that, we are going to write T2 and T1 and these values of T2 and T1 would be basically identified based on the acceleration table of the T flip-flop. As you can see here, the present state of so now as you can see in this particular case, we are getting now we are getting for 0 0 connectivity for when your Q2 value, this is your Q2 value, and Q2 plus value, this is your Q2 plus value, right? So this is your Q2 plus value. Now you can see here when present state is 0 and next state is 0. So as per your truth table of excitation table of T flip flop, when present state value is 0, next state value is 0, the T value is equal to 0. So as we are referring to Q2 and Q2 plus, so we are going to write it for T2 only. So as it is 0 0, T value is 0. So we are getting 0 0 value, T2 value as 0. When it is 0 1, we are getting T value as 1. So that is equal to 1. Similarly, when it is 1 1, you can see 1 1, 1 1 value is 0. So we are getting value is equal to 0. And in 1 0, we are getting value is equal to 1. So that is equal to 1 here. Right? So that's how we have got the value for your T2. Similarly, for finding T1, what you need to do, you have to look for your Q1 and your Q1 plus. In this case also you can see 0 1. Now 0 1, the T value is equal to 1. So 0 1 in T1 we are writing 1 value. Similarly 1 0 is also equal to 1. 1 0 value is equal to 1. So I am writing 1 here. And 0 1 is again value is equal to 0. 0 1 is equal to value is equal to 1. 0 1 is equal to 1. And 1 0 is also equal to 1. 1 0 is also equal to 1. So we are getting the values like this. So based on this, we are going to basically design the part like this. So we have got the solution table. Now we are going to draw the K map based on the values of T1 and T2. I can see here as per the T1 value for all the combination of your present state. So we are going to find the equation of T1 and T2 in terms of the present state only, not in terms of the next state. It's very important. Only present state based equation you are going to find, not on the basis of the next state. So as you can see here, this particular table K map, we have written Q2 and Q1, Q2 and Q1, and we are filling up with the T1 value. So T1 value in all the combination of Q2 and Q1 is 1. So we are just filling it up with all ones. So when you fill it up with all ones, obviously the equation for T1 is going to be equal to basically 1. Sorry, so that is a different. So obviously we are going to get it this way. Uh, so when based on this, we'll be getting the equation of your T1 as equal to 1. That is T1 is equal to VCC. So because all the boxes are occupied with 1. So in the next case, when we talk about the T2, because of T2, as you can see from the previous slide as well, that in the yeah, so here you can see here that the T2 value in 0 0 we are getting 0, 0 1 we are getting 1, in 1 0 we are getting 0, and 1 1 we are getting 1. So based on that, if you put it in the game app, we'll be getting the value as this: 0 1 value is equal to 1 and 1 1 value is equal to 1. Rest two locations we're getting the value equal to 0. So if we go for a pair, obviously the equation for T2 is going to be equal to, Q2 is changing, Q1 is constant, Q1 value is equal to 1, so T2 is equal to Q1. So the equation for T2 is equal to Q. So now based on this, we are going to draw the diagram for the counter, synchronous counter. And as we know that there are only two flip-flops required in this case, two T flip-flops. So we have used two flip-flops in this case, T1 and T2. There are two flip-flops. The clock is common in this particular case because it is a synchronous counter. And as you can see, T1 is supposed to be connected to the VDD. So T1 is being connected to the VCC or VDD. Whereas T2 is supposed to be connected to the Q1. So T2 is connected to the output of the first flip-flop, that is Q1. Clock is common. The output Q2 and Q1, they are nothing but the output, overall output of the flip-flop, and Q2 is going to be the MSB and Q1 is going to be the MSB. So that's all from my side. We'll continue with one more video on the design, the synchronous counter design.